Okay, let's continue. We're going to draw the ends. These are a little bit more complicated. So if you have a look at our drawing, we're going to draw the pink parts. Sorry, not the pink parts, the green parts. These two ends. So the sizes on here: 160 by 41 and 12mm thick. And notice we've got some cutouts on these, so we've got a little bit of extra work to do on this one that we didn't have to do on the last one. Back to Fusion. Create sketch. Choose a plane. This time I'm going to choose this plane, the left hand vertical one, and rectangle tool. I'll start here. I'll try not to hit the other parts. It just complicates things if you do. This should be 160 tab 41. I'll press tab again there. That locks both sides, and then I can press enter. Remember, if we needed to adjust, you double click those. But for now, let's stop sketch. Extrude. This is 12mm thick. I'm going to press enter, or I could have clicked OK over here. Alright, let's draw those cutouts. So we're going to create a new sketch here. So new sketch again. This time we're not going to choose one of these planes. We have to choose one of these faces on that object that we just drew. So I'm going to choose this face. I'm going to zoom in a bit so I can see it properly. I'm going to choose the rectangle tool. Oh, before I do that, just a quick reminder. That home button will bring back that view. We can click the view cube. We can drag the view cube around to various faces. And that's how we change our view. Scroll wheel zooms in and out. What are we up to? Rectangle tool. Start in the corner. You'll know it's the corner because you get that little square. Okay, it must have that little square. Click once. We're going to move down to this bottom edge, and this is where you need to look carefully at the highlighted sizes. So 41 is right, so I'll simply tab to the other size. This should be 12. Change that to 12 and press enter. Enter again. Enter even one more time. And let's draw another rectangle on this side over here, in the corner, down to the bottom edge. 41 is selected, so let's tab to the other one. 12. Press enter. Lots of times. And stop sketch. Let's extrude those. We'll use the extrude button. Okay, we want to extrude these new rectangles that we drew here. So click on one rectangle, click on the next rectangle. It should say 2 selected. Remember, if you click the wrong part, click with the X. That'll deselect the things. Want those 2. This time we need to cut in this way. So we can drag it with the mouse. It won't be accurate enough. So we simply type. Negative means it'll go backwards, and -8. That looks good. Do make sure it says cut. Then we can hit enter or click OK. Alright, we need to do the cutout that's in the center here. So that cutout is 30mm wide because that pink part has to fit in there, and it goes half the thickness. So it goes 6mm deep. So there's a few ways we can do this. I'm going to show you one way. We'll start the sketch. Make sure we click on this surface. Let's zoom in a bit. And this time I'm going to click the line tool, which is this one. And we're going to start a line on this top edge. So make sure you're touching this top edge. And this line has to be in the middle. Now we know we get to the middle when we get that little triangle icon just there. So once you get that, it's got to be on the edge. And the blue the blue X and the blue triangle. Click once to start. We're going to go down and meet the other edge. Now before you click again, make sure that it says 90 degrees. Make sure it shouldn't be any other angle. It's got to be 90 degrees, and then click. And we're going to draw another line exactly the same way. This one is just going to be next to it. It doesn't have to be centered anywhere, but it does have to be 90 degrees. So it's got to be 90 degrees, and it's got to touch both edges. Click, and let's do another one over here. Make sure this one this time doesn't find any center lines, any midpoints I should say. And yeah, 90 degrees on the edge. I'm going to press the escape on the keyboard just to bring back the cursor. I'm going to click on that one line in the middle, and I'm going to change that to a construction line. That means it's not included in the sketch, but it's there as a reference. Click on the construction line. There it is, construction. It should become dashed. Now we're going to choose the, where is it? Sketch dimension. There it is, sketch dimension thing, or the D on the keyboard. Click that. Our cursor changes, and we are going to go from this middle construction line that we just did, and it should, why isn't it selecting? Let's try that again. Sketch dimension. Let's do it this way. So click on this one line, click on that construction line that's in the middle. Let's move up and click again. I'm going to double click on that. This one should be 15. Press enter. We've still got the dimension tool selected. I can tell by the cursor. Click once on this line, click once on this line, and set this one to 30. Press enter. At this point we can stop that sketch, and we're going to extrude. This time, this surface, I'm going to type a -6. Make sure it says cut over here, which it does, and click OK. Last thing to do is simply duplicate that. So, move tool, click on our body. So click once anywhere, put the tick in create body. Let's change our view. This arrow here, and we'll create our second one. It's actually going to make it a little bit easier if I flip this around 180 degrees. That way, that'll make it a little bit easier for later on. And when you're done, click OK.